Screech by TarynMcT. Read by Oakshadow5. Chapter 19. Izuku had been getting nervous as the day progressed, knowing he had a date with Kaminari right after school, so it really wasn't a surprise to him when he walked out the school gates with Kaminari, only to see Keigo waiting across the street for their weekly Monday flights. Turning to Kaminari, Izuku blushed. "Sorry, I forgot I have a weekly thing with Hawks. I'll be right back." "Whoa, that's really Hawks? Number 3 pro hero Hawks? Do you think I can meet him?" Kaminari replied with a huge grin. "Probably, but let me talk to him for a few minutes first, okay?" When Kaminari nodded, Izuku dashed to the other side of the street to talk to Keigo. "Baby bird, it looks like you're canceling last minute, huh?" Keigo teased. Izuku blushed again. Yeah, I have a date?" Looking over to Kaminari, Keigo gave an appreciative whistle. "Way to go, little bro. He's the kid who got 3rd place in the sports fest, right?" "Yeah, I watched the reruns. He was amazing. And I found out today that he's been flirting with me since the first week of school. Oh, Keigo, look at my new feathers!" Izuku pulled out his wings, and Keigo got just as excited over his new feathers as Izuku himself had been. "Whoa, you must have gotten a good 6 or 7 new inches. And it seems like you lost some of your baby feathers. These new ones are so pretty." Running his fingers through the feathers. "They're so soft. I love your wings, baby Zoo." Keigo put his whole face in the wings and nuzzled his feathers where Izuku giggled. "Thanks, Kei." He gently tugged his wings back and said, "Is it okay if we cancel today?" Turning serious once again, Keigo ruffled Izuku's hair. "On one condition, I still need that promise from you." Izuku nodded. "I promise, Kei. I stay alive 1 more week." "Okay," Keigo whispered, and then pulled Izuku into a hug. "I love you, baby bro. I love you so much." Izuku held onto Keigo just as tightly. "I love you too, Kei." They stood like that for a few more moments before pulling away. "Oh, Kaminari wanted to meet you. Something about you being the number 3 or something like that." Keigo chuckled. "Sure, I meet the guy staying in my little zoo from me on a Monday." "Keigo!" Izuku whined, before leading him over to where Kaminari was still waiting. "Hey Kaminari, thanks for waiting. You wanted to meet him, so this is Hawks. Hawks, this is my friend, Kaminari Denki." Izuku had stumbled momentarily at calling Kaminari his friend. Were they going to be boyfriends after this? Or should he have called him his classmate? Was friends the right thing to say? Kaminari flashed a brilliant smile at them. "It's really great to meet you. I didn't know Midoriya knew you." "Oh yeah, the baby bird is practically my little bro. And I guess he was too flustered about your date to remember we had plans today." He teased them, earning himself a slap on the arm from Izuku and a slight blush from Kaminari. Laughing, Keigo continued. "Next time you ask him out, try to avoid Mondays, okay? We have a weekly thing, and I don't want to do it over the phone." "Right, sure. I don't mind moving our date to tomorrow if you still want to do your thing today," Kaminari offered. "Nah, we already did. That's what the talk was. And hey, changing the subject a little bit, congrats on your 3rd place in the sports fest. You were great at that, kid." "Thanks. Midoriya helped me with ideas on how to use my quirk better, and he relayed more ideas through Shinzo when we had our own training sessions. I've gotten a lot better with his advice. I haven't short-circuited since I started with this new method of using my quirk." "I'm glad. My little owl is absolutely brilliant. I just wish he wanted to be limelight so I could have snagged him for an internship, but alas, the owl that likes Eraserhead more than me," Keigo pouted. "I have never made that a secret, Kei. You've known forever that Eraser's my favorite." Izuku puffed out his cheeks. Yeah, he's been your favorite since before I ever debuted. I know. Doesn't mean I'm not still jealous." Keigo pulled Izuku in close and ruffled his hair to Izu's hissed protests. Laughing, Keigo let him go. "Okay, I won't keep you any longer. Go on and enjoy yourselves." "Thanks, man. It was nice meeting you. And make sure to take care of Midoriya while we're out," Kaminari said cheerfully. "You better," Keigo warned. "I'll know otherwise." Before the boys could say anything else, Keigo shot up in the air and flew off. "Well, as far as shovel talks go, that wasn't so bad," Kaminari joked before turning back to Izuku. "Ready to go?" "So, do you want weird or cute owl facts first?" Izuku asked Kaminari while he had 2 tiny elf owls in his hair, and the snowy owl that always hung out with Hitoshi was preening Izuku's curls, and a Screech owl had taken a perch next to Kaminari and was playing with his hair. "How about a cute one to start us off?" Kaminari giggled and pet the owl's feathers. Humming to himself for a moment, Izuku gave the first owl fact. "A group of owls is called a parliament. This originates from C.S. Lewis' description of a meeting of owls in the Chronicles of Narnia." "Really?" Kaminari's eyes were wide as he processed that fact. "Yup, I've never read the book though. Next one. The tiniest owl in the world is the elf owl, which is 5 to 6 inches tall and weighs about 1.5 ounces. The black-crested fish owl is the world's largest, and one of the rarest, owl species with an impressive 6-foot wingspan. Izuku gestured to the owls in the air. These little runs are elf owls. That's super cute, Kaminari said. Izuku nodded slowly, not wanting to dislodge the owls. This next one is kinda embarrassing, but not sure why. In fat years, when mice are plentiful, usually monogamous burial owls are apt to be promiscuous. Because easy prey means less work for parents feeding their young, males have been caught mating with up to 3 females, while females have been seen with at least 1 bow on the side. Kaminari snickered at that. Well, if they're as cute as you are, I'm not surprised. Izuku blushed and hid his face behind his hands. Okay, now we're moving on to creepy facts. Hit me, Kaminari laughed. The eyes of an owl are not true eyeballs. Their tube-shaped eyes are completely immobile, providing binocular vision, which really focuses on their prey and boosts depth perception. That's why owls move their heads so much. And on that note, owls can rotate their necks 270 degrees. A blood pooling system collects blood to power their brains and eyes when neck movement cuts off circulation. Huh, you really do know a whole lot about owls, Kaminari said. Yeah. Izuku pet the snowy owl a little and then continued in a whisper. My quirk came in late. There were some issues at home because of it. Once I realized it was an owl quirk, I decided to learn everything there was to know about owls. Kaminari winced. I kinda know what you mean, he replied. It sounds like your parents might not have been super supportive. My parents both have really weak electrical quirks, and they're electricians. They wanted me to follow them, since it's a really stable job and I'm really stupid, so they didn't think He was cut off as Izuku threw a balled-up napkin at him. You're not allowed to talk bad about yourself, Kaminari, Izuku said earnestly. Try that again, but be nice to yourself. Izuku blanched. Oh gods, I sound like Toshi. Kaminari tilted his head at that. Huh? Izuku blushed. I used to have a really bad habit of talking really poorly about myself, he admitted. Hitoshi started carrying around a squirt gun, and he would squirt me whenever he heard me say something bad about myself, and then make me repeat it while using kind words. Ah, yeah, I kinda do that too, Kaminari admitted. Since I short-circuit so often, people have always called me stupid. Plus, I'm really hyper, and I get bored easily. I'm pretty sure I have ADHD, but my parents don't believe it's a real thing, so they won't take me to a doctor for it. He shrugged. I'm just waiting now for graduation, then I can get myself a doctor's appointment. You could always talk to Shota or Hisashi about that, Izuku offered. Who? Oh, sorry, Aizawa-sensei or Mike-sensei. They would help you get an appointment, and would probably talk to your parents about it too. Izuku looked Kaminari directly in the eyes. You're not stupid, Kaminari. I've met some stupid people, and you're not one of them. So please, don't call yourself stupid again. Kaminari's breath hitched a little as he looked down. Yeah, okay. He then looked back up at Izuku. Thanks, no one's ever said something like that to me. Izuku smiled at him. I'm still learning to be kind to myself, he said gently. And who knows, helping you learn those same lessons might make them stick better for myself too. Kaminari smiled gently. If you don't mind me asking... No, never mind. Do you have any more owl facts? Izuku stared at him for a moment. I do, but I'd rather hear a question. It's personal. Probably too personal for a first date, Kaminari admitted. I really like you, and I don't want to make you too uncomfortable on the first date to make you not want a second. Izuku looked back down and sighed. I think I really like you too, he said quietly. So, in the spirit of fairness, I should tell you that I come with a lot of extra baggage. Izuku started tugging at his fingers. I don't really want to tell you this, but it's probably best to get it out now, before either of us start to develop real feelings. Kaminari looked at him concerned. What do you mean? Izuku sighed deeply. Kaminari, I've got really bad depression, and I've gotten a lot better about it, but I still have days where I'm suicidal, he finished in a whisper. That's what my Monday talks with Hawks are. I promise him every week that I'll live just 1 more week. He closed his eyes. I've almost broken the promise a few times. Kaminari was silent, and Izuku was worried he'd scare him off, but then he felt him take his hands in his. Thank you for telling me. His smile was small, but no less genuine. I don't know how I can help you with these things, but I want to be there for you. You're the smartest, kindest, strongest person I know, and I would love to keep seeing you. You really mean that? Izuku asked. You're really willing to put up with all my issues? No, I'm not going to put up with you. What I will do, though, is embrace every aspect of you. If you're sad, I'll try to cheer you up. If you are happy, I can match your energy and be happy with you. Kaminari winked at him. Ready for a cheesy pickup line? Izuku had tears in his eyes and a smile on his face as he nodded. Sure. Are you a magazine? 'Cause baby, I'd like to subscribe to all your issues. Izuku laughed as his tears started falling. I don't know, it's going to be pretty hard to unsubscribe. There will most likely be a cancellation fee. Are you sure? I don't think I've ever been more sure about anything before. Kaminari agreed wholeheartedly. Izuku nodded. Okay. God damn it! At the exclamation, both boys turned to see where it came from, only to see Hitoshi, Shota, Shoto, and Hisashi watching from a few booths away. I never gave Izuku the talk about Lord Blondes, Shota hissed to himself, earning a smack from Hisashi. There's nothing wrong with a loud blonde, babe. No, Dad's got a point, Hitoshi said. Shoto snickered. Stop trying to get on his good side. You know full well you're the one who helped to facilitate this. Shut up. Are you trying to get me killed? Hitoshi glanced nervously at Shota. Hisashi joined Shoto snickering. Babe, this is just going to show that our little owl is more like you than we ever could have imagined. He's choosing a loud blonde for himself. Don't do it, Izuku. Loud blondes are nothing but trouble. Kaminari glanced back to Izuku. What? Izuku just buried his face in his hands. Kaminari? Denki. Izuku looked back up at him startled. If we're going to be doing this, and I really, really want to, then I want you to call me Denki. Okay, Denki. Then you have to call me Izuku. Denki nodded with a bright smile. Denki, you already know that I live with Aizawa-sensei, and that Hitoshi's my brother. Well, Mike-sensei is my other dad. So, Mike-sensei and Aizawa-sensei are together? Yup, they're married. Cool, so I'll be getting a shovel talk from 3 separate pro heroes in the near future. Cool. You still sure you want to do this? Izuku confirmed. Yeah, you're my boyfriend now, Izuku. No refunds. Oh my gosh, this chapter was so cute. It was cuter than I thought it would be. Kaminari just saying all that stuff like, I love you for who you are, and also the part with Shota at the end. Like, no loud blondes, Izuku. Oh, shit. It happened. But anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed chapter 19 of Screech, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!